You know what pisses me off? Bandwagoners. What are bandwagoners? They're the worst type of fans. They're not truly fans of anything, they're just people that want to be relevant in the pop culture landscape. They watch The Walking Dead because, you know what, they want to keep up with the Joneses. They rush out to see the newest superhero movie because, you know what, everyone else is doing it. And while that's great for business, it's bad for fandom. You get these companies that see a success with a film. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. For example, Deadpool. Deadpool was funny. Deadpool was great. But there are a lot of bandwagoners that went to rush out and see the movie because Deadpool is what I call a bandwagon character. I'd say 75% of the people that read or are into Deadpool right now have never read his origin story, have no clue who created him, don't know much about him outside of jokes and chimichangas and all that other dumb stuff. These are the same type of people you see populate the comic conventions. They're not really fans. They're just there because it's popular. And the problem is, the Comic-Cons cater to those people. Now you'd say, well, Jeff, being in business, you should understand you want to cater to the biggest audience. Yes, I do. And I try that. But these bandwagoners aren't supporting what makes the comic book conventions last. They're not there for the books. They're not there for the artists. They're not there for the merchandise. They're there to wear costumes and show off. And once this is out of style, they are going to abandon that. Comic-Con tickets will become more readily available. The prices will plunge and tables will go up in price. It's just a problem that people don't see. Now, I understand that dedicated fans don't always make up a big majority, which is fine. It's like the new Star Wars movie that came out. It was terrible. The bandwagoners are the ones that made it the biggest movie ever. The true fans went to see it and aren't going to be, singing its praises blindly anymore. The problem with all of this is that it's killing pop culture. Alright? Once The Walking Dead fails, there'll be no other long-form zombie TV shows. Once the MCU bubble busts, which I hope never happens, you're going to see a decline in these conventions because once it's not part of pop culture, it's not going to be part of these people's lives. So that's my rant for this morning. I'm glad to be back ranting again. Schlocktoberfest took a lot out of me, and the reason I made this video is because I was going to see Doctor Strange, and I'm thinking now all of a sudden how many Doctor Strange shirts are being sold and how many action figures of Doctor Strange are getting picked up, stuff like that. I never claimed to be the biggest Doctor Strange fan. If you go back and listen to the review, all I said is I was well aware of the character, and I thought he was alright. Loved the movie, but I had a basis in knowledge for these things. Now, do you need to study to go see a movie? No, you do not. But please, don't come up to me, or anyone, and act like you're the biggest fan of something just because it's new. If you claim to love Star Wars, but you've only seen the 7th one, but you claim to be a big fan, you're not a big Star Wars fan. You're a big fan of The Force Awakens, which just happens to be new. If you tell me that the greatest superhero movie ever made is Batman v Superman, I might think you're retarded. But after we can prove that you're not, and you've told me that you've only seen, Suicide Squad and 2 other movies, well, you're not really a comic book movie fan. You need to have seen and experienced a lot of things to give an actual analysis of it. It's like in college. You don't just read 3 pages of well, you're not supposed to read 3 pages of a book and write a report on something. You're supposed to have gained enough knowledge to have a valid opinion. And yes, there are such things as bad opinions. You don't have to like someone's opinion for it to be valid, but if someone has no knowledge, no facts, nothing backing up their opinion, they're just like, I just like it because, and you've never experienced anything else, that's just a bad/wrong opinion. Now, if you say it's the best movie you've ever seen in that genre, that's fine, because that's a true statement. But if you've seen one superhero movie, claim it's better than all the other ones, you're a fucking moron. And, these are just the type of people that ruin it for everybody. It's cool to like this shit now, and I know I'm harping, but you gotta understand that. Okay, guys remember Tamagotchis? You remember Pogs? You remember things that were really popular at one point and then died off? Look at Pokemon. Pokemon was huge in the 90s. Then it died out. Kind of. It wasn't as relevant pop culture-wise. The true fans stuck with it, and Nintendo supported them. Now Pokemon Go came out, and all the other, fair weather fans are back, but now they've already kind of gravitated away from it. Do you see how these things go? Something gets big, people go see it, and then it disappears. Now, but the people that have always loved it are still there, and that's what keeps these things alive. I'm not saying it's only for the people that love it all the time, but those people deserve a little more respect. Expect a lot more superhero-related things this month during Superhero Month on World Class Bullshitters. We got episode 50, technically, of World Class Bullshitters coming your way this Thursday night, so be prepared, get excited. And there are going to be some drunk commentary casts for some bad comic book movies, so be on the lookout for those. And I might have released a video recorded a video on why the DCEU is fucked, and why it would be smarter to reboot the whole series. So, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, tell me in the comments what you didn't like about this video, and tell me your differing opinions. Are you a Fairweather fan? Are you offended that someone would question your fandom because your lack of knowledge? And if that kind of stuff bothers you, it should. Don't claim to be into something if you're not really knowledgeable. For example, a doctor is only a doctor because of the years of experience. And a fan is only a fan when they've sat through the bullshit and experienced the good.